This is the cold and snowy Valentine's Day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. Amen, amen, amen. So thankful for you joining us this Valentine's Day. In the midst of celebrating love, we need to celebrate the one who loves us more than any human being ever could. So glad you're able to join us today. We're going to take a few moments to center our hearts and minds to just a few minutes, 3 minutes or so, to center. And then we'll also have, after that time of quiet prayer, meditation, there will also be some centering music. And then we will continue. I invite you to stand as you're able, whether you're here, whether you're at home. Yep, stand as we continue with this time of worship. Blessed be the Holy Trinity, one God who forgives all our sins, whose mercy endures forever.
Amen.
Amen. God of all mercy and consolation, come to the help of your people, turning us from our sin to live for you alone. Give us the power of your Holy Spirit, that we may confess our sin, receive your forgiveness, and grow into the fullness of Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Let us confess our sin in the presence of God and of one another. Gracious God, have mercy on us. We confess that we have turned from you and given ourselves into the power of sin. We are truly sorry and humbly repent. In your compassion, forgive us our sins, known and unknown, things done and things we have failed to do. Turn us again to you and uphold us by your Spirit, so that we may live and serve you in newness of life. Through Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen. God, who is rich in mercy, loved us even when we were dead in sin and made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved. In the name of Jesus Christ, your sins are forgiven. Almighty God, strengthen you with power through the Holy Spirit, that Christ may live in your hearts through faith. Amen. Take this time now to share the peace with one another, and we share the peace with peace. I can't even do it with that hand anymore after my surgery. Peace, peace. Shout it into the neighborhood, even if it's cold. Give someone who is in your bubble a hug, however you want to do it, but share that peace. The peace of the Lord be with you always.
And also with you.
Let's now stand and sing with joy number 671, Shine, Jesus, Shine.
Set our hearts on fire.
grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all.
And also with you.
Let us pray. Almighty God, the resplendent light of your truth shines from the mountaintops into our hearts. Transfigure us by your beloved Son, and then illumine the world with your image. Through Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen. Please be seated as we have our readings for today.
The first reading is from 2 Kings chapter 2. Now, when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven by a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, for the Lord has sent me as far as Bethel." But Elisha said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. The company of prophets who were in Bethel came out to Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that today the Lord will take your master away from you?" And he said, "Yes, I know. Keep silent." Elijah said to him, "Elisha, stay here, for the Lord has sent me to Jericho." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they came to Jericho. The company of prophets who were at Jericho drew near Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that today the Lord will take your master away from you?" And he answered, "Yes, I know. Be silent." Then Elijah said to him, "Stay here, for the Lord has sent me to Jordan." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So the two of them went on. 50 men of the company of prophets also went and stood at some distance from them, as they both were standing by the Jordan. Then Elijah took his mantle and rolled it up and struck the water. The water was parted to one side and to the other until the two of them crossed on dry ground. When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, Tell me what I may do for you before I am taken from you." Elisha said, "Please let me inherit a double share of your spirit." He responded, "You have asked a hard thing. Yet if you see me as I am being taken away from you, it will be granted you. If not, it will not." As they continued walking and talking, a chariot of fire and horses of fire separated the two of them, and Elijah ascended into a whirlwind into heaven. Elisha kept watching him, crying out, "Father, Father, the chariots of Israel and its horsemen." But when he could no longer see him, he grasped his own clothes and tore them in two pieces. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. We will read Psalm 50, verses 1 through 6, responsively. The Mighty One, God the Lord, has spoken, calling the earth from the rising of the sun to its setting. Out of Zion, perfect in its beauty, God shines forth in glory. Our God will come and will not keep silence, and with a consuming flame before and round about in a raging storm. God calls the heavens and the earth from above to witness the judgment of the people. Gather before me my loyal followers, those who have made a covenant with me and seal it with sacrifice. The heavens declare the rightness of God's cause, for it is God who is judge. The second reading is from 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing. In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. For we do not proclaim ourselves, we proclaim Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves as your slaves for Jesus' sake. For it is the God who said, "Let light shine out of darkness," who has shown in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
The Holy Gospel according to Mark, the 9th chapter. Glory to you, O Lord. 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became dazzling white, such as no one on earth could bleach them. And there appeared to them Elisha with Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Then Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us make 3 dwellings, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He did not know what to say, for they were terrified. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud there came a voice. "This is my son, the beloved. Listen to him." Suddenly, when they looked around, they saw no one with them anymore, but only Jesus. As they were coming down the mountain, he ordered them to tell no one about what they had seen until after the Son of Man had risen from the dead. The Gospel of our Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
Please be seated. All right, start the podcast recording. All right, this morning, church, on this Transfiguration Sunday, we're going to talk about the quest for mountaintops. The quest for mountaintops. Author and theologian Eugene Peterson has an uncanny ability of perceiving the spiritual significance in literature that I might completely miss. While his wife was reading to their children the story of Winnie the Pooh's quest for the North Pole, Peterson caught a new glimpse into the symbolism of that story. For those who don't remember or never heard the story, let me give you the basics. Christopher Robin has organized a band of animals on a journey to the North Pole. The expedition is going well, except for one slight problem. No one is sure where the North Pole is or where it will be found, not even Christopher Robin, who proposed the expedition. For Peterson, the expedition to the North Pole is symbolic of our nation's quest for spirituality. Folks are in search of something, but no one knows what it is, what it looks like, or where it's located. In our meaning-hungry, spirit-thirsty, God-curious world, we are flooded with spiritualities that are in search of something. Church folks have even come up with a name for these people: seekers. When most folks use that phrase, they're talking about people who don't go to church. But we can find seekers sitting in worship every Sunday. People who know who Jesus is, but don't know Jesus. Folks who are in search of something, but don't know what it looks like or where it's located. Oh, we forget that fundamental to the Christian task is to tell the world that we have a guidebook that tells us not only where we are going, but how to get there. Speaking through the words of the prophets and apostles, God has revealed to us a comprehensive map to the North Pole. Our Gospels, and in particular the story of the Transfiguration, offers helpful guidance in our search for an authentic spiritual experience. When you put this text into the context with Matthew and Luke's accounts, we see that today's story takes place late in the ministry of Jesus. From the larger group of disciples, he has already selected the 12 men who will be members of his inner circle. They have seen him feed 5,000 men, not including women and children, using just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. They've seen him feed 4,000 men, not including women and children, using just 7 loaves and a few small fish. They were terrified when he walked on water, thinking it was a ghost coming to get him. They listened attentively, but often with confusion as he told them parables about God's love. The parable of the sower and the soil confused them. They thought that they understood the parable of the hidden treasure and the pearl of great price. They were surprised when he healed the daughter of a Canaanite. They had watched the religious leaders become increasingly agitated by his teaching. They could feel the tension escalate. They were still not certain what it all meant until Jesus asked Peter that important question: "Who do you say that I am?" Peter's response would forever echo in their ears: "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Of course, they should have all been able to say those words. They had discussed the possibility amongst themselves, but no one was able to say it with any degree of certainty until that impulsive fisherman put their thoughts into words. It was finally beginning to make sense for them. But just as their confidence began to grow, Jesus talked about his death. They become frightened. Once again, Peter speaks for the whole group and challenges Jesus' negative self-talk. They wanted to hear about the power of the kingdom, not the suffering of this life. And once again, Jesus must teach them how God's ways are different from theirs. He must explain to them that God's plan of salvation requires a journey along a road of suffering and persecution. 6 days later, Jesus takes Peter and the sons of Zebedee, James and John, on a short excursion. Now, a little side note, the mention of the number 6 may serve a dual purpose. While it conveys a chronological record of time, it also holds symbolic value. Its inclusion suggests that a pastoral concern is being addressed. In Jewish thought, the number 6 represents incompleteness. 7 was complete. God did all the work of creating the world in 6 days. But on the 7th day, God rested. The heavy work may have been done, but the process wasn't complete after 6 days. See, the life of discipleship is never complete. It's an ongoing process. Some of y'all think that just because you've been in church all your life, baptized at church, led the Sunday school, been a council member, married here, called an elder, now you've got it all together and just want to sit back and relax. No doubt that you've got strong faith and commitment. Throughout our lives, we might display faith and devotion, but we also display foolishness and doubt. Like Peter, we haven't arrived. We'll follow up a profound statement of spiritual insight and wisdom with a response marred by fear and doubt. We're on a journey. We've got no cause for pride in our achievements or shame for our failures. We are a work in progress. God isn't finished with us yet. So we strive for the mountaintop experiences of spirituality. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with seeking what we don't completely understand. But we need to remember 3 things as we go on our journey. The first step in our quest for the mountaintop is to realize that this isn't self-initiated, it's God-initiated. 6 days after Peter makes his deft proclamation of faith and his daft statement of ignorance, Jesus takes this impulsive disciple, along with James and John, who were known for their temper, up the mountain. It wasn't their decision, it was Jesus. The quest for the mountaintop, the spiritual journey of faith, begins because God seeks after us, not because we seek after God. In our take charge, make it happen world, we're uncomfortable with the suggestion that we are not in control. However, God is the one who initiates, directs, and controls our spiritual life and the spiritual life of this church. Peter, James, and John were taken up the mountain by Jesus. They didn't ask, they didn't make an appointment, they didn't even know where they were going. They merely responded in obedience. I don't know if I've said this before, but there was a bumper sticker a number of years ago that became popular, and I hated it. It said, "God is my co-pilot." Now, if you had it on your car, don't get upset with what I'm about to say. Take it in the spirit of Christian love that it's meant. Every time I saw it, I just wanted to say to them, get your priorities straight. See, a co-pilot takes orders from the pilot. God ain't taking orders from you. God's the pilot, co-pilot, flight attendant, maintenance chief, and God owns the airlines. Before you begin your journey, you've got to realize you're not the one starting or steering this trip. God is. The second step on your quest for the mountaintop is to recognize that you don't walk the journey alone. Jesus took 3 disciples with him. Our culture, however, would prefer to enjoy its mountaintops experience, its spiritual experiences alone. Americans value mobility, convenience, and privacy. And of the three, our most cherished value is privacy. I think this is one reason why so many refuse to carpool or take public transportation. We enjoy the privacy of our own automobile. We can select the style of music that we enjoy and don't have to acquiesce to the preferences of another. If I want to sit in my car and listen to Broadway show tunes cranked up, I don't have to worry about what you're going to think of me. We don't have to adjust our schedule. We don't have to listen to the endless chatter of someone else. Our demand for privacy and the value that we place on individual autonomy is relatively new in social thought. Before the 16th century, European culture placed a greater importance on community. A person's identity came from their membership in a group, family, tribe, church, or guild. Marshall McLuhan, a Canadian cultural critic and communications theorist, stated, "It took the invention of print to tear us from our tribes and plant the dream of isolation in our brains." This is another way of saying that many Americans would rather curl up all alone with a book than with another person. But it wasn't just the printing press that brought about the solitary mindset. During the first half of the 17th century, René Descartes encouraged the decline to solitude with one simple sentence, "Je pense donc je suis." That's what he said in French. And it quickly got translated to Latin, "Cogito ergo sum." I think, therefore I am. Descartes, with his Cartesian philosophy, said that I may not be able to prove anything exists around me. It may all be a part of my imagination, but because I can think, I know that at least I exist. If I don't know if what's around me is real, then I just need to be with myself. Now, as I said, this is European thinking. Sub-Saharan African thinking still puts an emphasis on community. That's because African identity is only formulated in the context of community. The community gives you your identity. Being part of community makes you who you are. It's not an autonomous operation. The European says, I think, therefore I am. The Sub-Saharan African says, I am because we are. And because we are, I am. All right, I need y'all to repeat after me. Repeat after me, all right? You ready? Identity only takes place in community. In Zulu, they say, umuntu, gumuntu, gabantu. An individual or a person, umuntu, is only an individual or person, gumuntu, by virtue of being in relationship with other individual or other persons, gabantu. Umuntu, gumuntu, gabantu. Identity only takes place in community. It's we. You, me, and God. We make me. Lutheran theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer issued a double-edged warning about community. Let him who cannot live alone beware of community. Let him who cannot live in community beware of living alone. His words underscore the importance and dangers of both solitude and community in the spiritual life. We need time alone with God, but our experience in God is incomplete unless done in relationship with others. The Christian faith isn't just a set of doctrines. It's not just a philosophy, nor is it just a set of rules that one may follow on your own. The essence of the faith is a relationship that we enjoy with our God, but also a relationship that is discovered, strengthened, enhanced, and nourished in community. All right, some of y'all still not getting this. Listen to this. Jesus didn't tell Peter that his personal faith would become so strong that the gates of hell would not prevail against him. Jesus said, "Upon you I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against my church." Our strength is not found in our isolated faith, but in our relationship with one another. Okay, y'all still not feeling me. Singbe Piet, better known by most people as Joseph Sinke, didn't take over the Amistad on his own. He could only do it with the community around him. Harriet Tubman led over 300 slaves north to freedom, but she couldn't have done it without the help of her community, sisters and brothers, both black and white, who knew that slaves deserved to be free. Martin King may have been leading the path for the civil rights movement, but he never walked alone. He walked with Coretta by his side. He walked with Ralph Abernathy by his side. He walked with Jesse Jackson by his side. He knew that he could never do it alone. It was always in community. Just listen. Just listen to the end of his last sermon, preached on the eve of his assassination.
Our sick white brothers. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
We may experience God alone on the mountaintop, but those isolated experiences are only deepened through our relationship with one another. The second step up the mountaintop is never alone. It is a step in community. The final step on our quest for the mountaintop is to put aside the trivial and wait for God. Not only is our society thirsty for a genuine religious experience, but it's also become enamored with technology. And you know, I love me some technology. I like being able to email, text message, and Zoom with friends and family. Even before COVID-19, I would attend an online church every now and then, but not as a replacement for Sunday worship. It helped build my spiritual life. Before the pandemic began, many of you had no idea what I'm talking about with some of that. And you might have thought that doing those things were artificial or phony. Even before 2020, the use of high-tech gadgetry was already taking place in churches. When we turn on the lights or a microphone, we're using technology to enhance our religious experience. There's nothing wrong with technology in church. It's when we try to create something that's not there that we can run into problems. Evangelists have used revivalist hymns and emotional stories to induce religious experiences for decades. When the Spirit seems to be missing, some religious leaders are not at all hesitant about manufacturing the experience. Peter even tried to do it by saying, "Lord, Lord, let me build 3 tents here." Peter wanted something that he could come back to later to manufacture the experience they just had. But spiritual experiences cannot be fabricated nor manufactured. Thomas Merton once told a young pastor to quit trying so hard to pray. The monk said, "How does an apple ripen? It just sits in the sun." We need to stop relying on artificial experiences, stop trying to improve our techniques and methods. God may choose to renew a life through a big screen TV and a televangelist, or God may use a labyrinth circle or a rosary, or God may even choose to revitalize a person's prayer life by giving her the gift of tongues. God could even choose to use a video series or glossy print study guide. But let's remember that the day Peter, James, and John stood on the mountain with Jesus, they witnessed his transfiguration not because of the spiritual technology they had, but because of what God did. The third step in the quest for mountaintops is that sometimes we need to lay aside all the things we want to use to create an experience, the techniques, the gadgets, and methods, no matter how good they might be, and simply wait for God. Before I sit down, I want to take you back to the Pooh story we started with. Christopher Robin and his friends had a lovely journey that day. They meandered through the countryside and encountered various minor problems. Each animal contributed at some point to helping solve the challenges. At one point, little Roo falls into a stream and the group rallies to his rescue. Pooh grabs a pole and fishes him out with the emergency pass. The animals talk things over. Pooh is standing with the pole in his hand when Christopher Robin exclaims, "Pooh, where did you find that pole?" The bear, looking puzzled, said, "I just found it. I thought it might be useful. I just picked it up." Christopher Robin joyfully announces, "Pooh, the expedition is over. You have found the North Pole." The animals stick the pole in the ground, and Christopher Robin ties a message on it that reads, "North Pole, discovered by Pooh." Eugene Peterson writes, "What I so suddenly saw as I was listening to Jan read was the culture in which I live, people with engaging characters out looking for a vaguely defined spirituality, the North Pole. Every once in a while, one of them picks up something and someone says, 'That's it.' Sure enough, it does look like it. And someone, usually a spiritual authority, Christopher Robin, hangs a sign on it, spirituality. And then everyone goes home again until the next expedition is proposed. People are attracted to spirituality in increasing numbers these days. Fresh expeditions for the North Pole set out almost daily from most places in the country. The East Pole and the West Pole are also options. As I listened to the story that late autumn evening, I recognized many of the characters whom I love and admire so much, but I am not content to leave as is. I want to honor every detail of their childlike charm, but I also want to show them both what and where the North Pole is. I want to lead them to Jesus." While standing on the mountain, Peter, James, and John were easily distracted by the appearance of Moses and Elijah, but after the voice spoke and the clouds lifted, Mark records they saw no one but Jesus. Our quest for the mountaintop has an ultimate destination, but it is to one and only one person. The choice is before you, but you have to be willing to embark on a journey of faith. You have to be willing to recognize that God has been actively trying to get you up the mountain. You have to be willing to walk in the company of others. You have to be willing to put aside your gadgets and wait for God. Until you're willing to do that, you will never be able to enjoy the beauty of seeing the splendor of our Lord transformed before you. Amen. Let's stand and sing hymn number 838, Beautiful Savior. Let's now profess our faith in the words of the Apostles' Creed. I believe in God the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. I believe in Jesus Christ, God's only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended to the dead. On the third day he rose again. He ascended into heaven. He is seated at the right hand of the Father, and he will come to judge the living and dead. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. Amen. Guided by Christ made known to the nation, let us offer our prayers for the church, the world, and all people in need. For the gospel proclaimed in word and deed, for communities of faith far and near, and for all who show the face of Christ throughout the world, let us pray. Have mercy, O God. For creation, sun, moon, and stars, life forming in the dark earth and ocean deep, mountains, clouds, and storms, and creatures seen and unseen, and for the Holy Spirit's guidance, in our stewardship of God's creation, let us pray. Have mercy, O God. For those responsible for safety and protection, for emergency responders and security guards, attorneys and advocates, civil servants and leaders of governments, that they witness to mercy and justice throughout the world, let us pray. Have mercy, O God. For all who suffer this day, especially Dave N., Marvin K., Elaine E., Sue B., Billy, Luke and his family, Art, Robert, housekeeping staff at hospitals and nursing homes, Fred, Atur, her father Theodore, her sister Marina, Carly, Lynn and her family, Curtis, Joan, John, Elaine R., Lamone, Eileen G., Jacob, Kimberly, Sophia, Linda B., Don, Christine R., Christine S. and family, and Scott. That Christ, our healer, transforms sickness into health, loneliness into companionship, bereavement into consolation, and suffering into peace. Let us pray.
Have
mercy, O God. For companions on life's journey in this worshiping communion, for loved ones who cannot be with us this day, and for guidance during struggles we face, that God's glory is revealed around and among us. Let us pray.
Have mercy, O
God. Hear now, Lord, the prayers of your people gathered here, spoken aloud in the quietness of our hearts, or tapped into the comments on Facebook or YouTube. Let us pray.
Have
mercy, O God. In thanksgiving for the faithful departed who now rest from their earthly pilgrimage, we especially lift up to you this day Lauren's father Charlie and Linda's brother-in-law Bobby, that their lives of service and prayer inspire us in our living. Let us pray.
Have mercy, O God.
Merciful God, hear the prayers of your people, spoken or silent, for the sake of the one who dwells among us, your Son, Jesus Christ, our Savior.
Amen.
Amen. At this time, we take a moment to receive our offering, and it'll come up on the screen. Different ways for those of you who are at home to give. For those of you gathered here, as you know, you can just drop your offering into the plate at any point during the service.
Set your heart on the higher gifts, on the things that come from your Maker in heaven. These three gifts are all that remain: faith, hope, and love, and the greatest is love. And if I should renounce all my riches, feed the hungry, give over my life, without love my profit is lost, my caring finds no reward. Set your heart on the higher gifts, on the things that come from the Maker in heaven. These three gifts are all that remain: faith, hope, and love, and the greatest is love. We lift our voices, we lift our hands, we lift our lives up to you.
We are an offering. Lord, use our voices. Lord, use our hands. Lord, use our lives. They are yours. We are an offering. All that we have, all that we are, all that we hope to be, we give to you. We give to you. So lift our voices, we lift our hands, we lift our lives up to you. We are an offering, we are an offering. Let us pray. Holy God, gracious and merciful, you bring forth food from the earth and nourish your whole creation. Turn our hearts toward those who hunger in any way, that all may know your care, and prepare us now to feast on the bread of life, Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen. Our sending song for the day, number 677, This Little Light of Mine, and you know I'm going to have some fun.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
right. It is announcement time. No Evan today, so let me get a moment to get this organized here. It's Valentine's Day, but it's also the second Sunday of the month, which means contactless curbside communion. And I told y'all last week, even if it's cold, I will be here. So for those of you who want to come, there is one little opening in the snow, in the big pile of snow between the church and the street. There is a path there. I said, pull up to that path, and I will be able to provide for you communion. Don't worry about it. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to make Pastor come out in the cold. If you would like communion and you're okay coming out in the cold, please come. I'll be fine. So just come on over. That's from 11:30 until 1 o'clock today. Man, the church year is moving along quickly. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, and we will have imposition of ashes and services for that. The services are at 1 o'clock and 6:30 on Wednesday. So 1 o'clock and 6:30 will be there will be Ash Wednesday services. Now, along those same lines, we know that not everyone wants to come into the building at this time, and that's okay. So we will also be doing what we're referring to as Ashes to Go. And Ashes to Go means not that you get to just take them with you, no. That you will come and I will, outside, like with curbside communion, I will do the ashes on you. And yes, even if you're driving, you don't have to change seats, get out of your car. I'll come around to the side and do it on that side for you. That's not a problem. I'll be wearing a very bright coat. If anyone can't see my bright coat, well, lawsuits are good. No, I'm sorry. Lawsuits are not good. I'm sorry about that. That was uncalled for. All right. So also on Wednesday, we will still have Bible study on Wednesday. Bible study is at 2 o'clock. Bible study is, oops, I forgot to do that part. Bible study is available, limited in person. If you can join us from home, please join us from home. But if you want to come, you can come to the church. So we have some in person, but also available on Zoom if you want to interact with us, or on YouTube if you just want to watch and learn. Now, because this coming Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, we will not be having our midweek service or anything. We do have 2 services. But then we continue after that throughout the season of Lent. We will have Wednesday Lenten services, and those will happen at 1 o'clock. And that will be, the 1 o'clock service will be in person and also Facebook and YouTube. The 6:30 service will be via Zoom, so you can join and be actively involved with the service and the discussion via Zoom. The discussion is over the book Anatomy of a Revived Church by Tom Gaynor. And if you would like to have that book, what did I give as the deadline last week for it? Did I say?
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday? Okay, thank you. So by Ash Wednesday, if you would like me to order the book from Amazon for you for $13, then please let the office know. You don't have to have the money to me by then. I trust you, and I know where you live. Just let us know, and we'll order the books and have those in plenty of time for the first service. February 28th will be our next virtual coffee hour. So we encourage you to join us, even if you're from home. That's why it's virtual. Join us, because it's good to see and to connect with folks. And some people are just like, oh, I don't want to be, I don't want them seeing me in my pajamas, whatever. If you want to join, please join us so we can talk. You can join by phone. You don't have to do a video. You can join by phone, and just so it's good to see folks, but it's also good to just hear folks' voices and connect up. So virtual coffee hour at 11 o'clock on the 28th. Food pantry needs. Food pantry needs, and I can't read that on there, so let me change the page. Chicken ramen, pasta sauce, pasta, deodorant, bar soap, and shampoo. Thank you. We do what was I going to say? I don't know. Do appreciate any and all donations that come in for that. Oh, I forgot to say the times for the Ashes to Go, but I think they were in the thing. The Ashes to Go times will be from 11:30 to 12:30 on Ash Wednesday, and from 4:30 to 5:30 also on Ash Wednesday. Something I haven't mentioned, and it's a bummer of me not mentioning this sooner, but it's been in our bulletin. St. Paul's Church is collecting items for the Midwest Shelter for Homeless Veterans. They have been such a dedicated partner for us, as in St. Paul's Church, for many years, that we would like to take this opportunity to support them and their efforts. All during this month of February, we are collecting items, and we'll be contributing them as well. If you're interested in participating, please bring your items to the church Monday through Thursday between 8:30 and 2:30, or to church on Sunday. And things that they need, all items must be in original manufactured packaging, and all clothing must be new. So clothes, they need winter hats, gloves, scarves, thermal underwear, cleaning supplies, liquid laundry soap, the standard size, please, not the Costco size. Personal care items, toilet tissues, bedding, comforters, and queen-size sheets, bathroom towel sets, gift cards for gas, grocery store, and stamps. And of course, the items that are always urgently needed are disinfectant wipes and disinfectant sprays. So if you would like to donate any of those items, please bring them to the church. And we're doing that all during the month of February. Next thing is to go to here. Oops. I want that there because that then hides the flowers. You'll be able to see the flowers. It doesn't matter if you can see me. The flowers, flowers in the sanctuary today are a gift to God in thanksgiving for the love and blessings on Valentine's Day, and they are from Alan and Barb. Thank you, Alan and Barb. Then birthdays. That's what I wanted. There we go. Happy birthday to Alan M. whose birthday is the 16th, so on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Alan. We also want to wish happy birthday to Janet C. Janet C's birthday is, Janet C's birthday is on Wednesday, on Ash Wednesday, the 17th. So happy birthday, Janet C. And then also happy birthday to Jeff P. Jeff's birthday is next Saturday, the 20th, on Saturday the 20th. So happy birthday this week to Alan, Janet C., and Jeff P. I believe I covered all of it without Evan's help. Yeah, I did. All right. So let us now transition ourselves into communion. Please stand as you're able. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Lift up your hearts. We lift them up to the Lord. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. It is right to give our thanks and praise. It is indeed right, our duty and our joy, that we should at all times and in all places give thanks and praise to you, Almighty and merciful God, through our Savior Jesus Christ, who, sharing our life, lived among us to reveal your glory and love, that our darkness should give way to your own brilliant light. And so with all the choirs of angels, with the church on earth and the hosts of heaven, we praise your name and join their unending hymn.
Holy, holy, holy Lord, God of power and might, heaven and earth are full of your glory, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest.
We remember now back to the night in which our Lord Jesus was betrayed, and he gathered with his disciples, and in the midst of a meal, he took bread. And giving thanks, he broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take and eat. This is my body, broken for you. Do this for the remembrance of me." And yet after supper, he took the cup. And again, giving thanks to the one he called Abba, Father, he gave it for all to drink, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, shed for you and for all people for the forgiveness of sin. Do this for the remembrance of me." So we gather at this table to eat of this bread, to drink of this cup, and to really truly experience the transfigured glory of Christ in each and every one of us. Let's pray now with boldness and confidence the prayer Jesus taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. For those of you gathered here, you can be seated for a second. For those of you gathered at home, I invite you to take out, if you have the communion elements, to take them out, to push down, to break loose the seal between the purple and the plastic, and then pull back the clear plastic for the bread. The body of Christ, broken for you. And then go ahead and peel back the purple foil. The blood of Christ shed for you. The table of the Lord is now ready for the people of God. Please stand as you're able. The body and blood of our Lord and Savior Jesus the Christ strengthen you and keep you in his grace. Amen. Let us pray. We give you thanks, Almighty God, that you have refreshed us through the healing power of this gift of life. In your mercy, strengthen us through this gift in faith toward you and in fervent love toward one another. For the sake of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord's face shine on you with grace and mercy. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen. We'll have our sending music and then the dismissal. Go in peace and do something. Christ is with you.
Thanks be
Thanks
to
be to
God.
God.